Welcome everyone, my name's Madals and today I have got game 1 of a best of 1. It is a ZvZ, going to be going down on Belgium, really looking forward to it. This is actually the first game that I have cast from my Twitch channel and then bouncing over to YouTube as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello, you could have watched this live at twitch.tv/Madals. And yeah, do let me know if there's anything wrong with the video, the sound or anything like that on both the YouTube comments sections and also in the Twitch chat if you're watching live now. And I've got to laugh. This is pretty funny. It definitely is IdrA. Because that's the sort of thing. And oh no, what is BugHouse doing? Okay, there goes the Overlord. I just saw for a moment up there in the production tab that nothing was getting made, and I got a slight heart palpitation. It was pretty fun. But anyway, let's introduce these two players. So down in the bottom right position, spawning as the red Zerg player, it is none other than IdrA. And his opponent, up in the top left, the blue Zerg, BugHouse. Now, BugHouse, I don't know who he is. Obviously, everyone knows who IdrA is, and it definitely is IdrA just by how kind and gentle-mannered he's being with his opponent, just with the nice, simple, good luck, have fun, and then carrying on to play the game. No other comments, no anger or anything like that coming across in this game at all. I don't know if they've played before. They are both GM at the moment, so probably have met up on the ladder quite a few times. GM players tend to bump into each other a lot more frequently than any other ladder. You start recognizing names. But anyway, in terms of what's going down, it looks like IdrA's going to be chucking down a hatch first, and so is BugHouse. Both of them going for a macro style play, all looking fairly good at the moment. Of course, ZvZ, you've only got a couple of what I consider viable openings aside from all-ins, and that's really along the lines of hatch first at 15 pull. You can get a 14 pull if you're feeling a bit insecure. If off the back of that hatch first, you need to go pull, or as BugHouse has done, gas. Now the advantage of getting this gas down is you do get an earlier speed. The disadvantage though is your queens will be quite a chunk later. You see there, about 18 seconds or so. That's a nice little lava boost that IdrA is going to have, but he's going to be down in that zergling speed timing, which may run into an effect. It depends on how aggressive BugHouse is wanting to be with those speedlings. He can definitely get units out there in time, but for the moment, IdrA, he's just grabbing a nice little bit of vision here, knows that it's a hatch first now. That's probably the biggest bit of information that you can get scouted, but of course, being a ZvZ, your opponent's going to have an Overlord getting across too. So both players now fairly confident that things are safe, and apparently I have not been set to busy as everyone logs on at once. What is this madness? I'm going to have to do a terrible thing and show my account for a second. Of course, this is my casting account. I play on a different one, so this one just gets the odd little bit of fun. Occasional games. I'm going to try and actually play on that one because the MMR on it's really low, so I'm going to random on it and just show people a couple of things about different things, how you can really grind up in the low levels or lower leagues and get up into those higher brackets. Of course, I'm not the best player in the world. I'd probably tip out in low masters with some practice, so I won't be revolutionizing things, but definitely a lot for lower level players to learn and hopefully get some tips from. But yeah, at the moment we do see the speed starting out slightly earlier for BugHouse. Meanwhile, IdrA's queens are a little bit sooner on the way out. The queens, not by a big margin, but those injects obviously will have a knock-on effect. Things will be getting a bit better. Hoping the sound levels are all okay. Someone in the Twitch chat will hopefully give me a quick shout to let me know if things need improving there. But yeah, as it stands, we do see that a couple of Zerglings is bouncing their way out, actually. Going to be coming straight over here for BugHouse. Both players getting the Baneling Nest actually at very similar times. It'll be interesting to see if they're both using it defensively or whether they're going to be using it offensively at all, because there's only these 4 lings out at the moment for BugHouse, so it's not really enough that I'd instantly be saying, okay, this is super aggressive. Behind this, it's droning as well, but IdrA doesn't know that yet. All he's got is this vision of these Overlords, so he's got to be keeping a good eye out to see if there's any more lings coming. IdRA's getting the Spine Crawler down, but he's forced to cancel it. That's really frustrating for him, because that suddenly means that he's unable to, well, he loses 25 minerals, and also if there was a follow-up push, he might be a bit concerned, but he definitely hasn't seen anything come out. There's been no units, so he should be feeling a little bit more safe there. I don't believe he can see that Baneling Nest. No, he can't, so this is all fine from his point of view. He knows that there's no Baneling, well, he knows there's no more Zerglings coming out yet, unless they were getting pulled up somewhere, and generally should be feeling relatively safe. However, IdrA is ahead in the drone mark. He's also getting 2 defensive Banelings out, and just sending a couple of Speedlings around to get a little bit of a look, but it's the lair that's coming down from BugHouse that's really interesting to me. I want to know what he's going to be doing with this. He's going up to the 4th gases, so that means that it could be some very, very quick muta play, but IdrA coming in, he does scout the additional 2 gases at the natural getting taken, and will be able to get it up into the main base to get a confirmation. The lairs coming down, and all 4 gases have been, well, taken, the extractors are there, and that means that he knows his opponent is up on those 4 gases, going to be getting some lair tech, could be very fast mutas off of 2 bases. It could also be, well, to be fair, it's probably going to be mutas. That's my big suggestion of what is coming down, because there's no Rotron or anything, so it'd be unlikely to be Roach Hydra, because obviously the Rotron isn't there, and Hydra's only wouldn't be that great. But yeah, there we go, the Spire coming down. IdrA can make a good informed guess actually that it's probably going to be that, so we may see some spine crawlers in the future. They don't need to come down yet, because remember, spine crawlers don't take too long. The spire takes 100 seconds and the lair wasn't down yet, so this is all looking good. BugHouse is going to take a third though. At the same time, IdrA is going to secure a third because he saw the drone come over with this Overlord, so he knows he can risk that expansion. IdrA getting up his own Spire. Now that Spire is roughly 40 seconds later than that of BugHouse, but that's not enough in my opinion to really concern IdrA, because what IdrA can do now is get out defensive Mutalisks if needed. He will be slightly delayed, but he has squeezed out 5 more drones than that of his opponent. That may not seem like much, but if we take a look at the income, it's resulting in about 100 more minerals being mined per minute, and that over the course of 5 or 6 minutes or so, that's actually quite a sizable chunk. That pays for those spore crawlers that may need to come down defensively. But look at this, a lot of speedlings are on their way over, but a couple of banelings coming in there for IdrA. Not the greatest baneling detonations I've ever seen, but certainly enough to force BugHouse back, getting himself into a bit more of a defensive spot. The retreat definitely justified just due to the fact that there were a couple of banelings down there, but obviously a denial of the third would be the ideal thing that BugHouse would be looking for. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it now, not with the banelings there. He is getting down the first Mutalist though, and of course the Flyer Carapace in ZvZ. There really isn't many times when you think it's going to be Muta or Muta that you shouldn't get the Flyer Carapace first, because it reduces the damage of the bouncing glaives a lot more significantly than it's increased by getting the attack upgrade. The only time I'd actually ever consider getting the attack upgrade, and even then I probably wouldn't, is if your opponent was going for some Roach all-in, and in which case you'd want the additional units, as opposed to getting down the upgrade itself. Now, we do see IdrA pulling back these Overlords now, just because the Mutalists could be coming out. He wants to be trying to get them out of sight, out of mind, maybe sparing them for a while, but BugHouse is moving out. He's going to be able to pick off one of these Overlords very easily. The next one may actually get taken out too, because it has now been seen by the Overlord on the right here, so that's going to be a little bit infuriating. IdrA, not quite as far ahead in terms of the drone count as he was previously, but what he is doing is getting his own Mutalists out, and they can start working away at Overlord. So both players are getting supply blocked at the moment, but IdrA, he's fractionally higher on supply. He's got, in terms of the mutant numbers, exactly the same, but this is the big difference. His Flyer Carapace was about 100 seconds down, and that was because the contamination went down on it from the Overseer of BugHouse, and that was really nice, because that's massively delayed it, and it means that in the first Muta-on-Muta engagement, if it comes down while +1 Carapace is done, for BugHouse, he's going to have a real big advantage in any engagement that comes down. So definitely something to look at. Of course, in Muta-on-Muta, the other big thing to bear in mind is how the Zerglings and the ground force make the difference. Well, the big thing is if you've got ground superiority, you've got units under there and your opponent doesn't, those ground units will soak up some of the bouncing glaives, and that can make a huge amount of difference in any trades that you start getting down. But both players are trying to get the maximum amount of gas that they can at the moment. IdrA mining fractionally more gas at the moment, but not by a huge chunk. I'm trying to work out where that's actually coming from, because IdrA... Oh, no, there we go. It's leveling out now. It was just my mind playing tricks on me. But yeah, IdrA, he's still up in the worker count, 11 worker lead, and this has been a big lead for quite a while now. It's a substantial amount of time, which is giving IdrA that additional economy, which is why his supply is just slowly starting to creep up a bit more. Mutaflocks are of comparable size. We do see IdrA with 2 more units out. The +1 attack is coming down here for BugHouse, so he hasn't tried to get a good little window of opportunity where he's got the upgrade advantage, because that's going to be ended in 20 seconds. So it would be, even if the engagement went now, the additional upgrade advantage would be gone in, say, a couple of seconds by the time it hit. But IdrA now about to kick in with that equal upgrades to the Mutalists. Losing a couple of Overlords, going to supply block him momentarily, but a good number more are still coming out. The Mutaflocks could start meeting each other now, and this is where we start going for a little bit of engagement. Look at the Muta numbers. We can see that actually IdrA is down by a small chunk. He needs to get some Zerglings underneath this army just in order to try and soak up some of the bouncing glaives to tip this fight into his favor. But it's now getting a lot more close. Those bouncing glaives getting soaked up by the Zerglings really are helping, but Queen will be required to come in to just aid this. More Zerglings trying to get underneath, but unfortunately IdrA is losing so many more Mutalists than that of his opponent. Does he have any more in production? The answer is yes, but I don't think it's quite enough yet. Just this trickle through this trade so much better for BugHouse at the moment, and he's going to be able to probably pick off one of these queens. We do see that a few of the Mutalisks are getting taken out here. Meanwhile, IdrA going for a counterattack with a handful of Zerglings up to the natural base, but these Spore Crawlers and queens aren't actually fighting together. The queen out of position away from the Spore Crawler. IdrA losing a couple more Mutalisks here, but the counterattack is doing a small chunk of damage at the moment. The queen goes down. That's going to hurt BugHouse's production. Mutalisks still coming in for IdrA at the moment. No Spore Crawler at the natural. Mutalisks are going to have to retreat back for IdrA there, but BugHouse just about cleaning up all of these Zerglings coming through. A few more trickling across the map, but it's the Mutalisks in IdrA's main that are causing the real big problem, because these Spore Crawlers desperately trying to get produced, but +1 flyer attack is about to kick in for BugHouse. That's going to give him a nice little lead. Overlords are getting sniped down everywhere, but not enough to supply block IdrA. He's got a lot of free supply. Back at the natural base of BugHouse, though, we can see that the Zergling on Zergling fight is pretty much an even trade. A few Zerglings staying over for IdrA there, but Banelings will have the final say in that. IdrA just trying to get a couple of Spore Crawlers into a good position, but BugHouse is just getting himself into an even better spot the longer this game goes on. We can see that IdrA had 5 Mutalisks to 17 of BugHouse. Such a monumental difference, and BugHouse after a nice little easy there. Oh, that's, I think Greg might have something to say about that. IdrA could be coming up with a nice response. It hasn't come through yet, and while this is looking like a good position for BugHouse, saying easy before you've actually won the game could lead to a little bit of embarrassment. It always can do. It's one of those moments where you either succeed and become a hero, or you die and look a fool. But yeah, Spore Crawlers are doing a nice bit of damage here. Great control actually at the moment out of BugHouse. Just stacking up all of those mutas, making sure that any damage that is done is minimized. The Spore Crawler range is really taken as small as possible, but IdrA just losing so many Overlords here. It's absolutely crazy. He's very nearly supply block. Will now get supply block, and that could be the nail in the coffin, because he just doesn't have the money really to, well, he does have the money to make the Overlords. He doesn't have the time to really spare not producing anything, especially when this Mutaflock is just slowly picking away at everything. Now, bear in mind, BugHouse is still down in the work count currently, but as this third base starts getting picked apart, that could quite quickly change. And oh, the Spore Crawler moving will allow it to get picked off, and now the Queen's going to go down too. This third base completely defenseless, and I don't think there's really anything IdrA is going to be able to do from this. Now, he's going to try and engage again, but no, he just leaves the game. And with that, well, BugHouse did make that win pretty easy. Now, if you did, of course, like that video and you're watching on YouTube, you should subscribe.